Hello dear students, today we will discuss about the Le Chatelier's principle, which is an important part of chemical equilibrium. So today we will discuss about the Le Chatelier's principle. Actually, Le Chatelier is the name of French chemist, and he provided a type of principle on effect of chemical equilibrium in presence of temperature, pressure and volume. That's why this principle is known as a Le Chatelier's principle. He studied effect of temperature, pressure and volume on equilibrium and provided a type of principle, and that principle is known as a Le Chatelier's principle. So now we will discuss about this principle. What is the effect of temperature, pressure and volume on equilibrium? We will discuss with help of this principle. According to this principle, if a system is subjected to change into temperature, pressure or volume, then equilibrium shifted in that direction where it can undo effect of change. Dear students, listen carefully. According to this principle, if a system is subjected to change into temperature, pressure or volume, then equilibrium shifted in that direction where it can undo effect of change. This principle is known as a Le Chatelier's principle. Means if concentration is changed, then equilibrium shifted in that direction where it can nullify effect of this change. If pressure is changed, then equilibrium shift in that direction where it can nullify effect of that change. Similarly, if volume is increase or decrease, then equilibrium shift in that direction where it can nullify effect of that change. So first we will discuss about change in concentration. Change in concentration. Change in concentration. First we will discuss about change in concentration. Let us consider about any reaction, like if H2 plus I2 is taken, which is a reversible reaction which provide twice HI. We know that hydrogen and iodine combine together to form twice HI. If concentration of reactant is increased, then equilibrium shifted in that direction where it can utilize increase in concentration, means where it can nullify effect of this change. It means if concentration of reactants is increased, then to nullify this effect, then to utilize increased concentration, equilibrium shifted in forward direction. Because if amount of hydrogen and iodine is increased, then equilibrium is disturbed, and to re-establish equilibrium, again hydrogen and iodine combine together to form hydrogen iodide, and then again equilibrium will maintain. So if concentration of reactant is increased, then equilibrium shifted in forward direction. Similarly, if concentration of product is increased, then to utilize increased concentration of product, equilibrium shifted in backward direction. If concentration of hydrogen iodide is increased, then to utilize this concentration equilibrium shifted in backward direction. So this one is the reactant and this one is product. So if concentration of reactant is increased, if concentration of reactants is increased, reactants is increased, then equilibrium shifted in forward direction. But if concentration of product is increased, if concentration of product is increased, if concentration of product is increased, if concentration of products is increased, then equilibrium shifted in backward direction. So in this way we can study about the change in concentration. If concentration of reactants or products is changed, then in what way equilibrium will shift. We know that the best application of change of concentration in any process or in any reaction can be studied with help of various types of application. Like we know that in humid environment or in humid day, sweating is high. Sweating in human body is high, but fan relief from that sweating. In humid day, concentration of water vapor or water droplets in atmosphere is high, and if fan is on, then it remove water droplets from a particular area, and to reestablish equilibrium, water droplets from human body is removed and mix in that particular space, and in this way equilibrium is re-established. So there are various applications is observed to study about the change in concentration. Now next we will discuss about effect of pressure. Effect of pressure. Next we will discuss about effect of pressure. Effect of pressure. Effect of pressure. Effect of pressure. If for a particular reaction pressure is increased, then volume is decreases, and hence in per unit volume number of moles is increased. That's why to nullify this effect, equilibrium shifted in that direction where number of moles is decreased. So in this way, if pressure is increases, then equilibrium shifted in that direction where number of moles is decreased. For example, if formation of ammonia with help of Haber process is taken, in Haber process, nitrogen and hydrogen react together to form ammonia in presence of Fa catalyst and molybdenum as a promoter. So N2 combine with hydrogen to form twice NH3 ammonia. Nitrogen and hydrogen combine together to form ammonia, NH3. In this reaction, what happens? Nitrogen and hydrogen combine together to form ammonia. It is a reversible reaction. And here, nitrogen is also gas, hydrogen is also gas, and ammonia is also gas. Nitrogen and 1 mole of nitrogen and 3 mole of hydrogen join together, combine together to form 2 mole of ammonia. So equilibrium shifted in forward direction, means equilibrium shifted in, if pressure is increased, then equilibrium shifted in that direction where number of moles is decreased. So equilibrium shifted in this direction, means forward direction, because in production of ammonia 1 mole of nitrogen and 3 mole of hydrogen combine together to form 2 mole of ammonia. So equilibrium shifted in forward direction. If pressure is increased, if pressure is increased, okay, if pressure is increased, then equilibrium shifted in forward direction. Equilibrium shifted in forward direction. But if pressure is decreased, then equilibrium shifted in that direction where number of moles is increased. So that's why for this reaction, if pressure is decreased, then equilibrium shifted in backward direction. If pressure is decreased, then equilibrium will shifted in backward direction. Hence, if pressure is decreased, if pressure is decreased, then equilibrium will shifted in backward direction. Equilibrium will shifted in backward direction. For this reaction, if pressure is decreased, then equilibrium will shifted in that direction where number of moles is increased. So equilibrium will shifted in backward direction. And we should always keep, dear students, we should always keep it mind, if change in number of moles is zero, means if number of moles in reactant and product both sides is equal, then there is no net effect of pressure. We should always keep it mind, if change in number of moles is zero, means if number of moles in reactant and product side both are equal to each other, then there is no net effect of pressure. Now For example, if this reaction is taken H2 plus I2, this gives twice HN. H2 plus I2, this gives twice HN. Then what happens? If hydrogen and iodine combine together to form 2 mole of hydrogen iodide, then in reactant and product both sides number of moles is equal to each other. 2 mole is here, 2 mole is here. The number of moles in both sides is equal to each other. Change in number of moles is equal to 0, and there is no net effect of pressure. No net effect of pressure. No net effect of, there is no net effect of pressure. So these are about the effect of pressure. Now we will discuss about effect of temperature. We will discuss about effect of Richardius principle. Richardius principle. Effect of temperature. Effect of temperature. We know that on the basis of change of temperature, there are two types of reactions. One is exothermic and one is endothermic. On the basis of change in temperature, there are two types of reactions are involved. One is exothermic, one is exothermic, and second is endothermic. One is exothermic and next one is the endothermic. We know that the exothermic reactions are those types of reactions in which heat energy is evolved, whereas endothermic reactions are those types of reactions in which heat is absorbed. So dear students, we should always keep it in mind, excess temperature in product size is released in form of heat, and if in any reaction after breaking bond of reactant in product side for formation of bond, temperature is required, then some amount of heat is added to that reaction to form bond of product. Hence, if for exothermic reaction temperature is increased, then decomposition of product is start. That's why for exothermic reaction, if temperature is increased, then reaction proceed in backward direction, because decomposition of product will start. For example, if formation of ammonia is taken with help of nitrogen and hydrogen, combine together to form ammonia twice NH3. Nitrogen and hydrogen combine together to form ammonia. It is a exothermic reaction. In this reaction, amount of heat is evolved. It is an exothermic reaction, and here if temperature is increased, then reaction will proceed in backward direction. If temperature is increased, then decomposition of ammonia is start, because in this reaction already amount of heat is released, that is excess amount of heat, and if we provide more amount of heat than that amount of heat, start decomposition of this ammonia. So it is an exothermic reaction. So for exothermic reaction, if temperature is increased, then reaction will proceed, equilibrium will proceed in backward direction. Okay. Similarly, for endothermic reaction, for example, if nitric oxide combine with oxygen to form NO2, it is a exothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. For this reaction, if temperature is increased, the equilibrium shifted in forward direction. Why? Because this reaction require more amount of heat. That's why if temperature is increased, then reaction will proceed in forward direction. In this way, with help of various reactions, we can find out condition which require for formation of product. For example, very simple, if formation of ammonia is taken with help of Haber process, like if nitrogen combine with hydrogen, N2 plus H2, so this gives twice NH3 ammonia. It is an exothermic reaction. Very important question is arise from this equation. Which type of condition is favored for high yield of ammonia? A very simple question. Which type of condition is favored for high yield of ammonia? So then we know that for exothermic reaction, if temperature is increased, then decomposition of product is start. That's why low temperature is required, because it is an exothermic reaction. So here low temperature is required. Low temperature and high pressure is required for high yield of ammonia. Why? Because if pressure is increased, then equilibrium will shifted in that direction where number of moles is decreased. So in product side, number of moles is 2. Hence, if pressure is increased, then equilibrium shifted in forward direction. So low temperature, high pressure should require. High pressure and low temperature should require for high yield of ammonia. This condition is favored for high yield of ammonia. High pressure and low temperature should require. Now we will discuss about effect of catalyst on equilibrium. Effect of catalyst. Effect of catalyst. Effect of catalyst. Effect of catalyst. We know that catalyst is a type of substance which alter rate of reaction. Either by increasing or decreasing. That's why here we can see that for any reaction there is no net effect of catalyst, because it alter rate of forward reaction as well as backward reaction with same rate. Means ki if it increase rate of reaction, then it affect forward as well as backward rate of reaction with same rate. So there is no net effect of catalyst on any reaction, because it alter rate of reaction with same extent. So this was the effect of temperature, pressure, volume and catalyst on equilibrium. Now dear student, next day we will discuss about application of Lee Chatterjee's principle. Thank you dear students.